No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. Socrates. Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is C Fitness here. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I'm going to be doing a Q&A today, but first I'm going to get started with the protein shake. Then I'm going to grab something to eat. Hopefully you'll stick around. Alright guys, here we are in my kitchen. I usually start off with a nice healthy shake or a nice healthy breakfast to get my day started. It always helps, makes me feel a lot better. So I'm going to start from here. This is about 2 cups of almond milk. Almond milk to me is better than cow's milk. It doesn't give me those digestive problems and it's overall healthier and it's pretty good tasting. Here is a half of a banana. This usually gives me flavor. You know, it pretty much, to me, it dominates a lot of the fruits that I put in there. The kales, when I put kale, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and things like that, it dominates that. So it gives it a nice taste. This is about 4 or 5 strawberries, I believe. And this is just, I just grabbed a handful of blueberries, almost like a half of a cup, I believe. This is about 4 egg whites. I take the yolk out. It's good protein. Don't want the cholesterol from the egg yolk. I'm going to throw some gym in there. You can get this from any supplement supplier. I got this from GNC. This lasts me for quite some time. I usually do about 2 scoops. This is Greek yogurt. I get unsweetened. Always use my fruits to sweeten my shakes and things like that. Banana is a very good sweetener. I use it again mostly for the sweetener and the flavor. So that's a very good sweetener. Remember not to wash your fruits before you put them in the fridge. If you do wash them, make sure you dry them off because they're going to rot a lot faster because they're wet. What I usually do, I don't wash them when I put mine in the fridge. I just take my serving, you know, I take my strawberries, then I wash them, and I take my handful of blueberries or whatever I'm going to take, and then I wash them as I'm about to use them. Another thing is you can also freeze them to make them last a lot longer. Just throw them in the Ziploc bag. You know, you can slice them up, throw them in the Ziploc bag or something like that. Throw them in the freezer. Right, YouTube, I had to make a quick food stop. Then I'm going to head to the park, do the Q&A, meet up with Mario to get a nice ab workout in. So here's what I got. I got some Mediterranean chicken with sauteed onions. I got some pita bread. You know, this is good protein. I got some beans, some white beans, in fact, for some more protein, good calories in there. And I got some pasta. You know, it's all clean eating. So I'm going to enjoy it. It is scorching outside, but it's time to head to the park. Let's go. I finally made it. Now let's get to work. Welcome back, YouTube. I am glad to have you. So we're going to get into this Q&A session. The first question is, how much protein do I need? An inactive female needs about 46 grams of protein. An inactive male needs about 56 grams of protein. To put that into perspective, a 4-ounce chicken strip is about 21 grams of protein. The more muscle you have, the more muscle you're going to need protein for, because protein repairs the muscle fibers. So in order to build that muscle, you're going to need a sufficient amount of protein. That means you would probably want to check your weight, get online, and see how much protein you're going to need for your exact weight. Question number 2, this is a commonly asked question. How do I lose belly fat and gain a six-pack? Well, there are 2 parts to it. Some people may have the six-pack under the belly fat. Some people have a slim waist but need to develop that six-pack. So let's say if you're overweight, the first thing you're going to need to do is lose that belly fat by burning calories, eating healthier foods. So once you trim that belly fat down, because doing cardio and stuff like that, that's going to burn that fat. This is one of the first places that you see the results in. So you're going to lose that belly fat first. And if you don't have any ab muscles beneath that are showing, you need to tone up those ab muscles by doing rigorous ab work. Next question is, why am I not seeing muscle gains? The reason you're not seeing muscle gains, or the reasons you're probably not seeing muscle gains, could be that you're doing too much cardio and not enough strength training. Cardio is perfectly fine, but you have to realize that when you're doing a lot of cardio, you're burning calories, you're probably losing muscle, and if you're not maintaining that muscle, keeping that muscle retention, you're going to lose those gains. So I would say cut back on the cardio and go over to the weight side or do more strength training, and that way you're going to build muscle. Eat at the appropriate times. Eat your protein, get your protein in your system just before your workout and just after your workout. Those are the most appropriate times. Those are the times that it's going to absorb better and work better with your body, and that way you're going to see that muscle growth. Are resistance bands more effective than free weights? Well, it depends on how you're going to use resistance bands. I think resistance bands work best for people who are toning. You can build some muscle, but you have to remember that there are limitations to resistance bands. You can only get but so much weight out of resistance bands. Resistance bands, to me, are perfect for traveling. They're portable. You know, you can work out in a hotel, you can work out at your relative's house. They're better than just doing a workout in the house, because you do get a little resistance. So I feel like there are levels. There's the workout in the house where you don't have much resistance and you're using all body weight. Then you have the resistance bands where you could do a little more exercises, you know, you have a little more flexibility. And then you have the gym where you have all amounts of weight. So eventually you're going to need to step it up. Resistance bands are a good option. Let's say if you don't have access to a gym, or you just don't have money for a gym membership, you can go and pay $5 or $10 at your local department store, get a resistant band, and that way you can do some resistance exercises. There's a lot of stuff that you can do for the core, for the biceps, the back, the legs. Resistance bands are definitely good to have, but they don't beat the gym. Should I lift light or should I lift heavy? You should do both. Lifting light is going to build your endurance. Lifting heavy is going to build your strength and your power. However, there are cons to lifting heavy and there are cons to lifting light. Lifting light is great for people who may have had previous injuries. You know, you reduce the risk of injury if you lift lighter. Let's say you have arthritis, or you just have some pre-existing conditions. Lifting light is probably the best selection for you. Lifting heavy, you put yourself at a higher risk for injury, of course, because the weights are super heavy. You have to be extremely careful when lifting them, but you're going to build that power faster, which will probably put you in a position to build more muscle faster. How many reps should I do? If you're lifting extremely light, you can do very high reps. If you're lifting somewhere in between, it's probably about 10 to 15 reps. If you're lifting heavier, I would suggest anything under 10 reps. Make sure it's suitable for your physique, you don't injure yourself, and you're not cheating yourself. You're not lifting 500 reps. That's too light. How many days a week should I work out? Well, working out depends on how fast you want to see your progress. It also depends on how hard you work when you get in the gym. The more you work out, the more you're going to need to rest. The more progress you want to see, the more you would want to work out. So it all depends. I mean, I think 3-4 days is a decent amount of time, maybe 1 hour in the gym. If you want to take it up a notch, maybe 5-6 days, but make sure you rest in between. Don't work the same muscle. Can you suggest healthy foods for bulking up? My top foods would be grilled salmon, grilled chicken, peanut butter, nuts, avocados, wheat pasta or veggie pasta, and brown rice. Those are my go-to foods for bulking up because they're good sources for protein and good sources for calories. What do you think about fad diets? Fad diets are diets that promise overnight success. I personally wouldn't suggest the fad diet because nothing beats a healthy diet, meaning a healthy diet means that you're getting the proper nutrition. Calories are recommended for a certain reason: enough protein, enough fiber, enough vitamins in general. If you're reducing your food, you're probably missing out on a lot of nutrients. Let's say you were in the desert. You had a backpack full of food on day 1. By day 5, you only have 50% of the food. Day 10, you have 25% of that food. You're eventually going to lose weight because you're losing a lot of the calories, you're losing a lot of the nutrients. You're actually putting yourself closer towards starvation because eventually you'll be down to 0 food. I've even seen these water diets. Well, where's your sodium? Where's your fat? Where is your nutrition in general? So you're going to have to get the proper nutrition. I would not recommend a fad diet to anyone because I don't think it's appropriate. It's a shortcut, which is great. There's always a shortcut. There's shortcuts to losing weight. There's shortcuts to building the muscle. But is it really healthy? At what cost would you put your health at risk? How do I choose a gym? There's so many factors to consider, like location, price. Gyms may be too expensive for you. Work out in the house, walk around the block. Go to a calisthenics park. There's so many online. There's a website that gives that information out, the location of the calisthenics parks. You also want to make sure you choose the right environment. You don't want to be around people who are maybe professional and you're a beginner, or a professional may not want to be around people who are at the beginning stage. So take some of those things into consideration. However, if price is a big issue, the world is your gym. How do I work out without getting too muscular? I hear this often, but I hear it mostly from women. And I'll say this for the women: don't be afraid. You're not going to get as muscular as a guy unless you're probably taking something, because testosterone in guys are a lot higher, significantly higher. So they're going to build the physique that they build. Just do everything in moderation for both guys and women. Some guys just don't want to get the big professional bodybuilder size, 250, 300 pounds. Well, the thing is, you don't grow that large overnight. It takes a lot of eating. It takes a lot of lifting. Once you get to a comfortable level, you just keep doing what you're doing. You maintain it at that point. I get bored working out. How do I make it fun? This is definitely something I commonly hear. There are two types of people, I believe. There are the people who very much enjoy going to the gym. They look forward to going to the gym. The other people, they hate going to the gym. They just go because they have to lose weight or they have to get in shape. It's more like a job to them. They're forced to do it. So for those people who are sort of feel like they're forced, it's something I have to do, it's mandatory, try to switch up your exercises. It can get boring. Just make different workout plans. That gives you that variety and it keeps you guessing. The next thing is to take a friend. You guys can, converse, laugh a little bit, and at the same time, you're inspiring each other to get in shape. Another thing would be to take a book if it's not interfering with your exercises. Usually it's those types of things that you're sedentary, you're on the treadmill, you're on the exercise bike. Take a book, take Netflix, things that you can use to take your mind off of what you may think as drudgery. All right, guys, this concludes today's Q&A session. I have tons of answers for you, so please make sure you leave those questions in the comment section, and I'll get to them on the next Q&A session. I'm going to work out with Mario. Hopefully you guys stick around. Have you subscribed yet?